Earlier this fall, the fifth graders learned about the first people of the Americas. The members of these groups were descendants of the earliest inhabitants of the continent, those people who made their way during the Ice Age and even before. They have been categorized into four main groups: the Eastern Woodland, the Plains, the Southwest, also known as the Desert Southwest, and the Northwest Coast. In each of these different geographic regions, tribes of native people adapted to the land and climate. Their culture and traditions were shaped by the land and resources around them and can still be seen throughout the landscape of the United States even today.
The Eastern Woodland peoples lived in Iroquois and Algonquian villages. These villages were surrounded by dense forests along the east coast as far as west as the Mississippi River. They could be found as far north as Canada and as far south as the Gulf of Mexico. The trees and forests provided them with bark for building canoes and wood for houses, firewood, weapons, and tools. These people generally lived away from the coast and, depending on the tribe, built longhouses, wigwams, and teepees. The Iroquois' longhouses were the most notable of the structures, as they could be about 20 feet wide and from 50 to 150 feet long and house very many extended family members. Typically, the villages containing these large structures were built on a hill for protection. The Algonquians generally lived in wigwams that housed only 1 to 2 families. The day-to-day lives of the Eastern Woodland peoples were filled with work and play. Men cleared the trees so that they could plant crops. Women planted and tended to corn and other crops. Men also hunted and fished. They made tools and prepared for the difficult winter months. Each person was born into a clan and worked and lived together with that clan. The Iroquois liked playing lacrosse, which they called the medicine game. The Eastern Woodland peoples fished, hunted, and gathered foods. Wild rice grew in abundance in the shallow water of many lakes and slow-flowing rivers. Much of the time for these people were spent preparing food to ensure that they would be enough throughout the entire year. If you were to enter into a typical Eastern Woodland village, you would have passed through fencing made of sharp branches known as a palisade. Once inside the village, you would have seen the traditional housing mentioned earlier, and around the area, you might have seen ceremonies taking place with offerings to bring bountiful food and good health to the tribe. Animal skins being prepared and food being dried or stored would also be seen throughout the area. You may have observed elders telling stories to children as well. The village would have been a place busy with people working together to ensure each tribe's success.
Studying these different native people has helped us to understand the importance of geography and the resources around us in building habits, traditions, and cultural customs. So much of the Native American history, art, and culture we learn about represents the wonderful diversity and expansive landscape of our country seen today. We hope you have enjoyed learning about the Eastern Woodland people.